Hi, welcome to What to Read Wednesdays. I'm Marlene, the North Carroll Adult Services Supervisor. The book I'd like to talk to you and share with you this week is The Winter Soldier by Daniel Mason. It was listed on most of the best book list of 2018. It's an excellent historical fiction, and it opens set in 1914 Vienna. Lucius, the main character, a 22-year-old medical student. He comes from a very wealthy Polish family that has lived in Vienna, but they're disappointed with their son. He stooped down to the level of wanting to go into medicine. They were ashamed of him. Why would he ever want to do something so filthy? But as World War II began to break out, the medical students began to be very excited about the war. They had a very romantic view of the war, and they were promised an early graduation if they would enlist. His family was happy if he would enlist, because then maybe he could become a war hero like his father had been and get out of this medical field. Medical students were being sent to the field and had dreams of working in field hospitals and studying under famous doctors and learning so many new surgical procedures, techniques, new medical advances that were coming out. Finally, Lucius enlisted, and he went from the gilded ballrooms of Imperial Austria in Vienna to the frozen forest in the Eastern Front, in a small hamlet in the Carpathian Mountains. He couldn't wait to get there, but it was quite a different scene when he arrived. This novel has all different kinds of themes. It has war, it has some romance, it has the history of medical practices and the advancement of medicine because of war, family issues, the role of the chance relationships that happen during a war in the war setting, world history, love, and the penance, and the forgiveness that you need for yourself and for others during times of war. The first pages will hit you in the gut, so I want to warn you that it is brutally shocking medical descriptions. But you'll also hold your breath until the very last page. It was a horrendous trip for Lucius to try to get to this field hospital out in the middle of nowhere. And he was injured, broken bones on the way, didn't think he'd ever get there, saw dead animals everywhere, all kinds of terrible sights, mangled bodies, dead people, families broken, villages burnt, ruined. He barely made it there alive, but he couldn't wait to get there and get good medical care. He arrived to find all the doctors had fled. All that was left was Sister Marguerite, a nun who was trying to hold this field hospital held in a bombed-out church to care for the soldiers that were sent their way. Just before arriving to the town of Lemenoitia, there were warning signs everywhere. Do not enter. Turn around. Typhus. Typhus was a certain death. Everybody fled that. Everybody except Sister Marguerite and her horribly injured, damaged soldiers from World War I. After Sister Marguerite gets him nursed back, Lucius, to some semblance of health, she soon realizes that the young medical student is no doctor. He's trying to fake it. He's had some book knowledge, but he has not any experience with the most basic of medical procedures. She doesn't say anything. She just realizes she must teach him everything she knows, which is pretty brutal medical procedures. But she takes it on. This is not the site for easy medical maladies, but rather the most severe, brutal injuries, including those diagnosed with what is called nervous shock in World War I, a new disease that was born out of this war. Don't miss the tragic stories, the amazing stories from this World War I field hospital outpost in the middle of nowhere in the Carpathian Mountains. The people, the soldiers, the staff, the injuries, the treacherous old-time remedies, and a young medical student who has heard of new procedures and treatments. In this beautiful setting, two worlds collide: the beauty of nature, the horror of war, past and future medical medicine. The old world versus the new world, the race for cures to save lives. At the same time, military sides are taking lives. Can he become a doctor after all he's seen? Can he trust himself? Can he be a medical student again? Can he enter that medical realm? Will he himself ever recover from all that's happened here? The beauty of Daniel Mason's book, one quote I read said, is that the book persists even through scenes of unspeakable agony. The author is a doctor, a physician himself, which you'll understand as you read it. But I just want you to be prepared for the horror of war, the shock of early medicine, especially war medicine, in this World War I bestseller. The library has it in regular book form, large type, book on CD, as well as digital copies. Call us, any branch. We'll be glad to help you put a hold on it, or go online if you'd like to put a hold on it yourself. But don't pass up this amazing story of World War I, The Winter Soldier, by Daniel Mason. Thanks for joining us on What to Read Wednesdays. Join us again next Wednesday.